Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back to sisi, the test server for EVE Online. I'm getting a extra little video out this week because the Guardians Gala rendezvous points are now available on sisi. So I'm running these in a Tech 3, which is a ship that I have out in Detail, and I just did a move me command to get here and to test out these sites here. So first impressions here, the frigates are very annoying, but you do warp in straight into the site where everything is going to happen. So let's get started here. We have 5 Angel Cartel frigates. We can try to orbit at 5,000. I've got Void in here for medium blasters, which has an optimal range. Well, maybe we should take 2,500. Let's do that. Let's also get some Hobgoblin 2s out. And the way that's been going, let's say, best so far has been anchor on 1, then you web, scram and use your blasters, and then let your drones hopefully keep belting away, because they do rep a lot, they are very fast, and they get under your guns pretty quickly. So there we go. This one is repping shields again and took 2 hits in order to get rid of that. So pretty good, pretty tough little frigates here. Incoming damage, honestly, not too much, but not unsubstantial. If you're like an alpha clone, I think you might want to be a bit more careful here. And what I do like from what I've seen here so far is that they do orbit you pretty closely. So then webbing and blasters, it might just get the trick done. This one is hovering towards 5k. Are we still hitting him somewhat decently? And he just blew up. Drones are picking the next one, so there we go. Now at 30% we get to peak regen, and 2 of the frigates are down, so they're gonna have a bit more trouble breaking my tank at this point. There we go. I could also use the afterburner to get a bit more speed, but that is probably going to increase my transversal, and so that is probably not the best idea with this specific ship for these specific sites. So now they're down to 2. As you can see, if we get lucky with the blasters, shields are gone, so we do dish out half decent damage. The competition, right, it's only one site. You don't have to go through a gate as far as we can tell. It's going to be a bit more hectic, I think. It's gonna be a bit more fast-paced as well. And there's less chance to grab someone, let's say in wormhole space or something like that, because you don't have the gate. So I still do think, well, you also don't get the warning on D-scan, of course. So here we're gonna orbit at 2,500 again. Web, scram and blasters. Well, it's going decently well, although you can also, there we go, we need hits like that to get rid of the full shields. A whip, I think potentially a very good idea, because these are of course very fast frigates. If you don't web them down, then they can get very tricky to track, especially for medium drones, medium blasters. You know, a lot of people are going to, I think, want to run these in cruisers, especially considering the second spawn. And yeah, finding an efficient way of getting rid of these frigates, I think, is going to be pretty important. So next wave is here. Let's orbit around 1, start approaching. We're talking 5 cruisers here, so this shouldn't be too much of a problem. I actually think that, no, we're going to go for this one first, and we will do a quick reload as well while we try to get in range. These, of course, not as fast, not as tanky. So there we go, webbed, scrammed, blasters ahoy. That's the shields going down. They did just shoot through my shields a little bit. And I am in armor, of course. With a Tech 3 cruiser, it's not going to be a big problem. With plenty of repping power. I should try to get maybe a little bit closer, but here I'm less worried. If they're webbed, scrammed, even with an optimal of 3,000 meters and fall off of 6,000, we're still going to hit them. And so it's okay, I feel, to anchor around one of them. And start attacking the one that's closest to you at this point. So there we go. This is working out quite alright. if you're wondering why am I doing it this way, why am I not orbiting these guys at my optimal 3000 exactly, something like that, you know, I'm pretty lazy when it comes to my EVE Online. Now I don't need to right click every target. I just have my primary anchor, which is another Angel Cartel cruiser. Again, they do stay at pretty close range. The damage is not that much. It's definitely manageable. And go after this guy next, please. There we go. And yeah, the close range I think does mean that you could consider a blast web fit in order to get through the frigates efficiently, and then have cruiser on cruiser DPS, which is also going to be pretty good, I think. So this might work. So far this is working out really well. I'll have to see how the gala performs. It really depends on how quickly the rapid light missile launchers can tackle those 5 frigates. I think that's basically going to be what determines whether or not the gala does turn out to be the right choice. It's gonna be the frigate, the missile damage on the frigates, I think. After that, I think tank won't be a real problem. As you can see here, those guys don't have super tanks. They die decently quickly. They dish some damage at close range, but in a gala you could orbit a little bit further away, try and avoid more damage. So there are definitely different ways of tackling the sites. But here so far, honestly, Blaster Proteus with drone support, webs and scrams to make sure that yeah, they don't like E-Wars, so they're more likely to stay on you than to switch to your drones when you also use the scram here. And pretty efficient so far. We're at pretty much 6.5 minutes for the site, and we're taking on the final cruiser. Full miss there, that's not what we want to see. There we go, that's better. Half the armor straight in one volley. You're going down as well. And this is actually let's go. Orbit at 2k. There's actually a Tech 3 cruiser that I think is also PvP fit. So if you can imagine that someone is gonna try to steal the loot from the final Angel Cartel battle cruiser, they have to get in at close range. You're at close range as well. You're ready to try and grab them and tackle them as well with a scram. So honestly, to my surprise, it may become this Tech 3 cruiser here that'll be my go-to ship for the next event. I'm going to try out the gala as well, Stratios 2, Ishtar as well. But honestly, this performance here, 7.5 minutes, definitely not too bad in my book. So let's return these guys to drone bay. Take a quick look at the loot. So far on sisi, some reports are saying that only skins have been seeded. Here we go, Ishkar's skin. That's definitely possible. But I think from the news post about the event itself, there are hints that we'll also get some type of boosters as well during the events. So for me so far, it's looking like this Tech 3 cruiser for the event. I think that this is pretty efficient and PvP ready, and it could be pretty much what I'm looking for. If you're wondering for the fit personally, let's take a quick look at that. So this is what I used here. We're talking heavy neutron blasters. We also have a probe launcher. This it's something for within the corp really. We also have covered ups cloak. Then of course we have afterburner, web scram and cap recharger, medium armor repair 2, some tank in there. And I'm not really sure, Proteus Electronics dissolution sequencer, adaptive augmenter, capacitor reservoir, covert reconfiguration and gravitational capacitor. That's all the sub modules. And then here I actually have full cap, which I could switch at least 1 or 2 of those out for some more blaster damage. So there may be quite a bit to do, but the Tech 3 cruiser of course is extremely powerful. This one seems to be right on the money for these Angel Cartel sites. So there you go guys, a bit of testing on sisi. I'm going to check out some other ships as well as we get along in the event. I'll keep you guys up to date as always, but for now that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.